Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Little Cup, showcasing another very powerful team featuring Dino on team number 2 from my top 5 best teams for the Little Cup. I think we all know by now how powerful and strong Dino can be. That Dragon Breath fast move pressure with stab just cannot be denied. It does so much damage, and we are leading with it along with Shelmet on the safe swap. Shelmet, pretty good, pretty strong as well, pretty tanky, quite spammy as well with Infestation and Body Slam. Also has access to Bug Buzz, which hits pretty darn hard. Shelmet is on this team to draw out any potential fire types and just do solid damage overall on the safe swap. And also on this team, Bronzor in the back. Bronzor, yeah, much like Dino, we all know by now, Bronzor, the undisputed king of this meta. It is quite strong and quite a good closer as well in the Little Cup. Team number 2, much like team number 4 from yesterday's video, was quite strong. And here we go, picking up a decent lead, comes in the form of Ducklett. Yeah, Dino, I mean, unless you're an ice type or a very strong steel type, you're losing to Dino. And we do shield there. And they come in with a gold or a Zubat. A Zubat in this economy, I must say, is a very bold move. Holy smokes. Probably should not have thrown that Body Slam because we could have easily just come in with our Bronzor and just farm this thing all the way down. It can do nothing to Bronzor, and it is gone. My goodness, what a bold play. Shouts to them for the creativity. And they come in with a Bite Stunky, so this is fine. We are running Payback, and as you can see here, it does big damage, big resisted damage. That's some insane damage, which is why I don't think you need to run a Steel type move on Bronzor in this meta. The fast move is debatable, but you should definitely have Payback. It's just such a good move that even resisted in this format does big damage. And we do come in with our Shelmet to absorb the damage. As you can see, it absorbs damage quite well. Shelmet, quite bulky, quite spammy as well, can get to the body slams quite fast. We just wanted to perhaps chip and dip, but they are now starting to shield. We will shield up the resisted Bubble Beam and look to Dragon Breath down. They will not make it to another move. And Dino has come in to clean up the end game in dominant fashion. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Dino was quite strong, quite powerful, and I'm kicking myself because I could have sworn I saved a good IV one from the comm day, but apparently not. I might have deleted it. I don't remember, so we are rolling with the terrible IVs, but as we can see thus far, it does not matter. And here we go, picking up a positive lead. Bronzor would do quite well here. You will have to shield, and they shield as well. That was very interesting, and we do get the defense drop from the crunch. Things are going our way thus far. They're going to go for a heavy slam. And again, guys, you don't need to run heavy slam in this meta. You definitely, I think, should be running Payback. And they make an aggressive play into it. Why not? A decent answer to us. We had loaded energy, so we wanted to chip and dip, as Why Not is about as tanky as it gets. So any amount of damage that you can get on it just puts you that much further ahead. And we do come in with our Shelmet. And at this health range, there is no sense in wasting a ton of energy going for a Bug Buzz, so what we're just going to do here is overload as much as we can. We don't want to leave this matchup with a ton of health anyways, so now we will throw the Body Slam here, and I don't anticipate they will shield. They do not, so that is beautiful. We do still have loaded energy, and they come in with a Seel, revealing their third, so because we have all that energy, going for the Bug Buzz, grabbing a shield. That was amazing, and right here we got a little greedy. Should have just thrown the Body Slam. Oh, we were trying like heck to make it to that Bug Buzz. Did not work out, but that is okay. We're still looking pretty good. We are up a shield here. And although this Seel can do super effective damage in terms of fast move pressure, the charge moves are a bit lackluster, let's just say. So they do aggressively come back in with the Bronzor, locking themselves in. They go for another heavy slam, and we will look to overload as much as we possibly can and go for the crunch here. This hit for massive super effective has stab, and we are saying bye-bye to the Bronzor. And we will not make it to a move on the Seel, but we are looking pretty good here. As I mentioned, these licks are hitting us for super effective, but we are so tanky that these charge moves do laughable damage, basically nothing, and another case to be made for running payback. If we had heavy slam, we'd be having a hard time, but we don't, so we're not, and we are about to take out this Seel. They're going to throw one final move that does laughable damage, and they go down to a confusion. Bronzor doing its job to perfection, closing the game strong. That's going to be yet another good game well played. Team number 2, as predicted, was quite strong and was racking up the wins left, right, and center. Here we go. Drifblim lead. This is a positive lead, although Drifloon, can fight back with the threat of super effective icy winds while also lowering our attack. It will not KO, but it is definitely worth a shield. Would do boatloads of super effective damage. They make a play into a Vulpix, which means that they're weak to a Dino, so we're going to chip there. And we will look to catch the double resisted body slam onto our Bronzor. We were fine doing this, knowing how bulky we are. We can even tank a super effective weather ball with stab from this thing. That is how bulky Bronzor is. The bulk is off the charts in this meta. It's absolutely insane. And we do tank that quite comfortably, and we farm down. They reveal their third, coming in with a Dino of their own, so gonna go for the payback here. They don't know our moveset. They might be afraid of a steel type move, and they are. They do shield there, and they throw immediately, so this is beautiful. We will take this 100%. I was hoping it was a crunch, but it wasn't. It was a body slam. They wanted to get some more farm. They throw the Drifblim back in, perhaps trying to snipe, but I think they underestimated the bulk, and we go for that side shock, taking it out. And now we're looking pretty good here. Gonna put the pressure on them with a body slam and try and grab that final shield, but they let that go. That was insane. Oh my goodness, that was wild to see, and the Dragon Breaths take it out before they can do anything. Dino closing the game strong yet again. Good game well played. I was thoroughly impressed with how well team number 2 performed in the Little Cup. It was quite nice. This lead we don't like. We don't like the mirror lead here just because it's just going to result in a simul KO, and I think Dino is so strong that it's worth saving. So we do make a play into our Shelmet, and they stick around to take tons of damage. Probably not a good idea by them, but they do eventually come in with a Bronzor of their own here. So we are about to see the power of Shelmet here. Shelmet can absolutely put in the work up against Bronzor. It does lose ultimately, but it's a very narrow loss. And like I said, it can put in the work because it is quite tanky. Tanky enough to hang in long enough to get off 2 bug buzzes. We did get the defense drop on the first one. They could shield this, but not likely. Trainers don't tend to shield their Bronzor because they do really rely very heavily on that extreme bulk. So we do come back in with our Dino here. Gonna let this go. Nothing they do can KO us. And they do go for the payback there, and they try a combo play with their own Dino. Gonna shield this. This is gonna hit us the hardest here. And gonna get 1 Dragon Breath and make a play into our Bronzor. And now we will farm them down with double resisted confusions. You absolutely love to see it. Had to get that 1 Dragon Breath through to pull that one off, and it worked out for us. And they come in with a Ducklett, and this is looking pretty good for us. All they can do is go for these neutral bubble beams. They are annoying. They do lower our attack, but it does not matter one bit. This is the beauty of Bronzor. Shuts down Ducklett like you wouldn't believe. And anything that can shut down a Ducklett is A-okay in my books. I don't know what it is about Ducklett, but it is such an annoying Pokemon. They go Brave Bird. That does laughable damage as they make a play into their own Bronzor yet again. So what we're trying to do here is stall the clock by throwing the double resisted Psyshock. We didn't want to dump all of our energy to KO it with an expensive payback. So gonna make the play back into our Dino, go for the resisted body slam. That's all we needed, and look to get to a body slam here to pressure that final shield. If they want to put up a fight, they will shield this, and they do want to put up a fight. Good on them for that. But it is looking like lights out because we had another Psyshock locked and loaded. We just needed the shield, and we were saying bye-bye to the very annoying Ducklett. Bronzor doing what it does best, doing its job to perfection. That has closed the game strong. Good game, well played. I gotta say, I've been having a lot more fun than I thought I would in the Little Cup, and team number 2 just made it that much more fun. And here we go, Onix lead. This is a very tricky lead. Very neutral lead, and they, oh my goodness, that is so annoying. I kept getting caught with those Charmers in the back. Very annoying, because if they are able to sneak through a charm on the Dino, it is so devastating. And that is exactly what they did here. But little did they know we had the ultimate answer to any Charmer in this meta. We are looking at a Cottony here, and we had a Bronzor in the back, which is why Cottony is not a safe swap in this meta. Any meta with a Bronzor in it, Cottony is not safe to swap in, and that is exactly what we are seeing here. They're going to go for a Seed Bomb, do laughable damage, and we do take it out, leaving the matchup with very, very good health remaining here. They do come back in with the Onix, and we are going to start firing off the Psyshocks here. And they can definitely let this go, but they likely thought that maybe we had a Steel move, which would have been devastating for them. Just going to fire off another Psyshock, as Onix is quite bulky. Much like Steelix, Onix is quite bulky, and it does have access to Sand Tomb, which lowers your defense by 1 stage, which can be quite bad in this CP format here. And they make a brilliant catch onto their own Bronzor. That's an amazing catch by them. Good on them. So we're going to save our low health Bronzor, knowing that they have a Pokemon that can lower our stats. Always good best practice to reserve a low health Pokemon just so that you can clear that debuff if you need to. And we do align our Shelmet onto this Bronzor here. Shelmet wants nothing to do with an Onix, as with our bug typing, we take super effective damage from those rock throws. And this Bronzor is running Tackle, which is beautiful for our Shelmet because we have the bulk. The Tackles do not have Stab. Tackle does less DPT, which is damage per turn, on Bronzor than Confusion does. I would only recommend running it on the safe swap with Bronzor. If you're leading or closing with it, you'll definitely want to be running Confusion. And that's exactly what we're seeing play out here. We go for this body slam. This is calculated, guys. We don't want to win this. We don't want that Onix to come back in and get more farm so that they would be that much closer to a Sand Tomb. So that is calculated. We wanted them to take us out. And that worked out beautifully for us. They do have that low health Onix. They're going to lower our attack with a Sand Tomb, and we're going to throw Bronzor in to clear that debuff. Planning ahead paid off. We have now cleared the debuff. We Dragon Breath down, and that Bronzor is hanging on by a thread. We Dragon Breath that down as well, closing it out yet again with Dino. You absolutely love to see it. Good game, well played to them. Always got to be thinking one step ahead, guys. That's how it's a game of inches. That's how you get ahead in Pokemon Go Battle League. And here we go, picking up a positive lead. Seel, this is a good lead. This one's running Water Gun. Very interesting. Very interesting. I don't think you want to be running Water Gun in this meta. Just my humble opinion, guys. But still works out well for us. Gonna go for the crunch. Doing big damage to a very tanky Pokemon. I did not expect it to do that much damage. Going to shield up the Icy Wind and Dragon Breath down. Winning lead at the expense of a shield. And they've got a Dino of their own. We make a play into our Shelmet, and they meet us with a Bronzor. So gonna just fire off these bug buzzes here and slowly but surely chip away at the very tanky Bronzor. Getting a defense drop, that's beautiful. We'll take that all day. Any sort of stat lowering that we can implement on a Bronzor is very much appreciated. You need all the help you can get up against such a tanky Pokemon. The bulk is just insane. I'm astounded. Gonna go for another Bug Buzz here and grabbing a shield. That's beautiful. We'll take that as well. Holy smoke. Shelmet putting in the work up against a Bronzor. You love to see it. Gonna fire off a Body Slam. Not gonna make it to another Bug Buzz and get as much chip damage in as we can. So now we will come in with our own Bronzor here. We don't necessarily want it on the Dino, but we are kind of forced to do that here. The play here, so we're staying in. The reason why is what we want to do is get some chip damage in on this opposing Dino. They shielded out the payback, and I think that they were onto us because they are throwing just as fast as they can. We're trying our best to get out of this without having to give up a shield and also trying to get off that damage, and they are not here for that. They are reading us like a book. I think they know what we were trying to do. The reason why we needed that chip damage is so that we didn't have to take this much Dragon Breath damage. And that Bronzor had farmed up for days. They are at the back-to-back, and I just don't think that we will make it to the crunch in time. Body Slam is not going to do the trick from this health range, unfortunately. And we just could not get this one done. My goodness, they played that very well. Hats off to them. Yeah, we tried, couldn't get it done. Good game, well played to them. I was very happy with team number 2. And if you want to switch it up a little bit, you could run Tackle on Bronzor and safe swap that. That would be an idea as well. But here we go. Speaking of Bronzor, we had one on the lead. That's a positive lead for us. They make a play into a Seel. And we're going to meet this with our Bronzor here. I mean, it's fine because they just usually go straight Icy Wind, which is, I don't think that's the play. I guess they just want to get those debuffs off, but you're doing super effective fast move pressure. I think that's enough. That combined with the Aqua Tails, that generally gets the job done, at least when I play Seel and I'm on a Bronzor. But from my experience, going up against opposing Seel trainers, they just go straight Icy Wind on Bronzor. I'm not sure that's the play, but we're going to go for this Psyshock and take out the Seel, leaving the matchup with a good amount of health here on our Bronzor. They come back in with their own Bronzor. That's fine. We have payback for this very reason here. I'm a bit traumatized from the past. Back when Bronzor did not have access to payback and we had the Little Cup, those mirror matchups were absolutely nauseating and mind-numbing, but it having payback makes it a little bit better. And they are going to go for a move. They're running Heavy Slam. That's not quite going to cut it. And I didn't have enough faith in my Bronzor here. We definitely could have made it to another payback, but I just, should have had a little more faith in my own Bronzor, but that's okay. We can easily just come right back in with our Dino. Gonna let the Heavy Slam go. We're gonna shield it. We can definitely let that go. Dino tanks it quite comfortably. And they make a play into a Why Not. So this is looking pretty good here. This is why we've got Shelmet on this team, guys. Shelmet and Bronzor protect Dino from the Why Nots that are running rampant in this meta. It's a very good matchup for Shelmet because with our bug typing, we are resisting this fast move pressure. And the mirror coats do laughable damage because we are quite bulky. They are up a shield, so we are just going straight Body Slam. We are building up to the Bug Buzz to threaten, but they're just letting it all go. And at this point, it looks like they're putting the hope and faith in Bronzor up a shield, but knowing that we have a Dino, that is not the play for them. They need to be shielding their Why Not. That is the play for them. But they are not recognizing that. And we're fine just to go straight Body Slam. As you can see, it is adding up slowly but surely. We don't want to win this matchup. We don't want the Bronzor to get any more farm than necessary, which is why we're happy to go straight Body Slam. And they're happy to not shield. We'll take that. We've got some energy stored here, and we're going to throw Dino in here to put in work on the Bronzor. We know the moveset. We know that we tank a heavy slam, so we will tank this one. And they still cannot farm down with double resisted confusions, which is why the Dino Bronzor matchup is such a dominant matchup. That changes quite a bit if they are running tackle, I will say, though. But they're not, so it's a moot point. Gonna go for a body slam, fake a crunch. I'm thinking that they don't know how to count dragon breaths, and they don't. And now we're coming up on a timeout. That is insane, guys. This is the Little Cup. You see this in the Ultra League, where Pokemon are about as tanky as it gets. It was insane to see this. We're saying bye-bye to the Bronzor. And I left this matchup with my jaw on the floor, seeing that it came down to a timeout. That's insane in this format. Very amusing, but good game, well played to them. Guys, did you ever think you'd ever see a timeout occur in this format? That was insane. But we had a Bronzor positively. They make a play into a Vulpix, which means that they are absolutely core broken by Dino. You love to see it. Gonna fire off a body slam here and likely grab a shield. And we're happy to just stay right here because our two Pokemon in the back don't particularly like fire types that run Ember. And we will shield up that body slam. They will not make it to another move. And we have taken out the big threat to our backline. That is beautiful. You love to see it. They come in with a Cottony and they got us again with the charm. Gosh, darn it. I'm telling you guys, that kept happening. I was just not ready for it. It was very annoying, but it didn't completely take us out. So we'll take that, and we do meet this with our Shelmet. In hindsight, I think maybe we should have met it with our Bronzor. That definitely would have been the play, because we would have been able to save our Shelmet for their Bronzor. But it is okay. We can still work with this. Gonna go for a body slam here. They did tank our Bug Buzz, and they let the Cottony go down, likely knowing that we have a Bronzor remaining. We're not making it to a Bug Buzz, so just gonna fire off this body slam, get the chip damage in where we can. That does no damage. And we're going to try our very best to pressure that final shield if the game will allow us. Got a little bit of lag there, but we do make it to the crunch. This will likely grab the shield, and that's all we needed to seal the deal. And the defense drop, that helps even more. I think they saw that defense drop, knew they had to shield, saw the Bronzor, and they said, I am out of here. I don't blame them. It was not trending in the right direction. Good game, well played to them. So yeah, if you guys were wondering, yeah, team number 2, definitely worth running in the Little Cup. It was quite effective, and here we go. Stunky on the lead. They got us again with the Cottony. Oh my goodness. They kept getting us, guys, I'm telling you. But again, like I said before, Cottony, not a safe swap, and it's not worth sneaking that charm through. You don't want to be safe swapping Cottony, guys. If Bronzor is in a meta, and it is as strong as it is, in this meta, you do not want to be safe swapping a Cottony. It is a nightmare for the Cottony. And that is what they are finding out here. Gonna take it out, put it out of its misery, and leave the matchup fairly healthy and with loaded energy. What more could you ask for? And now they are thinking long and hard. Gonna come back in with the Stunky. And again, guys, this is why you don't need Heavy Slam. Look at how much damage that does. That's resisted. It still does big damage, and it still allows you to have play in the mirror, guys. You need payback in this meta. There is just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Gonna come in, farm it down with the Dragon Breaths, and make a play into Shelmet. Try and do as much damage and grab as many shields as we can. That's the play. We don't anticipate shielding anything. Shelmet is just here to do damage and grab shields. You really have to put the pressure on a Bronzor to get them to respect you in any matchup outside of, just any matchup, because Bronzor just runs right through everything in this meta. And yeah, we're not shielding anything. They recognize that we are just in here to do damage and grab shields, so they will throw immediately, not looking to overfarm at all. And now this is looking pretty good here. These confusions are doing no damage. They are double resisted. Gonna bait with a body slam here and make a play for grabbing some of their shields. And we are successful in baiting with the body slam. Gonna fake one here again, banking on them not knowing the counts for Dragon Breaths. Gonna fire it off yet again, grabbing another shield. You love to see it. And these resisted Dragon Breaths are putting in so much work that we don't even really need the crunch at this point. Getting to this body slams, and bye-bye to the annoying Bronzor. And Dino coming in clutch, 2 shield flexing on the Bronzor. You love to see it, and that is the team, my friends. Good game, well played to our opponent. Team number 2 was very powerful, very strong, as I had predicted. In my top 5 best teams for the Little Cup, wanted to run it, show you guys what it can do in this meta. And as we saw, it can do a lot. It is quite strong. Dino, that Dragon Breath fast move pressure is absolutely off the charts, guys. There are very few things that are left standing if they make the mistake of staying in up against Dino on the lead. And we've got 2 amazing answers to Dino's weakness, that being primarily why not. Why not is one of the tougher answers because it does run counter, and those counters just absolutely shred. So we've got a Shelmet and a Bronzor in the back to protect it from those, and you let it roam free and wreak havoc. Yeah, that's a recipe for a lot of success. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.